Hi everyone, welcome to the space. Before we get into the messages, the cards, the what have you, whatever gets spoken to today, I'm feeling drawn to do a somatic practice called orienting. And in the earlier videos in this channel, that was done usually at the beginning to help ground the energy and ground the space. But orienting is a somatic practice that allows the body to feel safe in its environment. So for some reason, I actually wanted to do this the last energy check-in as well, but it's definitely feeling like it's needing to be expressed now. So I'm going to do that. So what you want to do is get comfortable in your chair or on your bed or whatever. If you're driving, obviously, and you're listening to this, obviously you're not doing this because you're on the road. But you can obviously come back to this. What you're going to do is just look around the room really, really slowly and not labeling anything. You're just orienting into the space. And the goal is to go really, really slowly, just looking around the room, not labeling anything or thinking anything, just being aware of the thoughts. And you can look in all directions as well, to the side, to the back. We can bring in some breath as well. So we used to do a lot of somatic practice in this space in the videos, like when I first started this channel, and that kind of fell to the wayside. So I'm just feeling to bring that back in because I keep talking about nervous system regulation, but I'm not really doing any practices to show you what that might look like for you or give you some ideas of what you can do. Just bringing awareness to the body now, looking at your hands, again, not labeling anything. And if you feel so called to, you can bring some touch to the body as well. So if you're ever feeling in like you're slightly disorientated, or I don't know why that word was said, that was not the word that was wanted to be said, but yeah, strange. That was not the word that wanted to be said. If you're feeling like you need to regulate yourself, or you're in an environment where you're feeling a little bit anxious, it's a good practice to do in that space. Making sure you're taking deep breaths as well. It helps with the energy flow. So it can be a soft one, it could be an audible one like the one I just did. Yeah. Anyway, bringing your attention slowly back to the screen and taking a deep breath. I feel like because I haven't done it in so long, a little bit out of practice, which is not even the case at all, because I feel like once you start doing practices like nervous system regulation, somatic practices, yeah, it's whatever is feeling like it needs to be expressed, that's what's going to be done. I don't know if I'm making any sort of sense, but it's not a mental process, right? It's just tuning into what is happening physically, how the body is feeling physically, and the energy. Even though this is a timeless energy check-in, the energy has been heavy of late. I'm not feeling that today. There is something else going on. Straight off the bat, I'm just going to say it's like this nervous, anxious sort of energy. It's not in a negative way. It just is. It's like a almost like a preparation kind of vibe. But anyway, let me Take a couple of deep breaths, and I'm just going to invite you to do the same also. So yeah, it's feeling like yeah, and that's the only way that's coming through right now. It's just this nervous, anxious energy, as in, say for example, you're going for a job interview, or you're doing your assessment, or a assessment, or you're running exams, or you're going to meet someone new. It's that kind of vibe. It's not anything like the type of energy that's been felt over the last couple of weeks. It's more like the body is in a way energetically preparing itself for something. I'm not sure if I want to get into the messages quite yet. I just want to pull a couple of cards first. But just before I started recording, the time was 12:12, so that might be significant for someone. It could even be specific to a date, maybe the 12th of December. But it also speaks to mirroring energy, and the last energy update, that number came through. So I will, if I can remember, pop that in the links, or attach it to this video somehow. So if you want to have a look at that, then that's available for you. But let's pull some cards and see if we can make sense of what energy is wanting to be spoken to today, who the collective is. Ra-di-da-di-da. I did get Leo. It was like a faint in the mind's eye, and I have already just recorded a Leo video which hasn't been posted yet, so you might want to check that out too. What was that speaking about? That was speaking about a pilgrimage, or a journey of spiritual awareness. And interestingly enough, that has come through the notes, so we will dive into that at some point. But just going to take a moment to shut the fuck up. Yeah, there's just that energy. It's like it is a chatty kind of frequency. Okay. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay. So the card that flew out was a Descendant, and it says Invitation. So if you're familiar with the zodiac, just checking what your Descendant sign is, or if that's a thing, I don't know. Got Mercury messages. It did come out in the reverse, which is a little interesting. I'm wanting to... Sometimes I feel the energy at the bottom of the deck, and when that happens, then I'll pull the bottom. So check this out. Did I not just say that? There's something going on in the Leo collective. I'm not even kidding. There's something going on in the Leo collective, because I said Leo, it was in the mind's eye yesterday. Anyway, I'll share the video in here so you can see what that's about. Yeah, I'm just being drawn to this shape on the Leo's head as well, on the lion's head. And in the video, sorry, not the Leo video, in the last collective energy update, I was talking about this crown sensation in the body. It was just like, it was the third eye chakra, and then it was going up to the crown chakra, but it felt like a crown. So, and then in the notes, it was talking about the, well, what was felt was the solar plexus. So this is talking about stepping into your like Leo era, let's call it that, stepping into your personal power, confidence, self, really. For some, just expressing yourself in a way that you may not have expressed yourself before, but you're definitely stepping into a different frequency, a more bolder, courageous, heart-centered, I'm hearing. And in the notes, what was felt during meditation was this, the energy was being drawn into a space in between. There was an anxiety felt in between the heart space and the solar plexus. So I just said solar plexus is about personal power, willpower, confidence, self-esteem. I'm actually thinking that it's connected to Leo, but I can't be 100% sure. And the heart, which is actually very much Leo, very heart. So something is shifting. This might even be about, you know, something that you're working on or working towards, that is of sorts a creative outlet, and it's something that, like, let's just use the phrase, lights you up or sets your heart on fire, is what's being heard. But there's some kind of anxiety about it. I just want to have a read of this descendant. I've never actually pulled this card in a read, which is interesting. Let's see. Okay, so while ascendant describes how you enter the world, the descendant is the place where you invite equal others to come into your world. It describes how you see these peers, what you project upon them, and what you were trained to respect in them. The descendant is where the sun would be at the sunset. And the action, look at how you invite others to dance with you, to relate, be welcoming while also keeping healthy boundaries. Once you feel comfortable about your ground rules for people you bring into your life, it is easier to open up your heart. If you notice that you keep people at a distance or avoid meeting new people, investigate this habit. Though it might have been important to protect you at one point in your life, or one time in your life rather, consider how it is working for you now and what would help you feel safe. Feel safe, orienting. Bro, this is... feel safe enough to open this door. I'm just going to read the challenge and the gift as well. It does go on. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. In here, the challenge: you give your power away when, instead of working together, you ask others to be what is missing in yourself. This did come out in the upright, so it's tend the inlet to your heart. Invite in relationships that are clear, healing, nurturing, self-responsible, and encouraging of mutual evolution. I just wanted to show you the card at the bottom. It is Ceres, Nurture. So this is very much in alignment with the notes that were seen. The first word was transcribe, but the next word was transgression. And then later on, oh, drop my pen. Later on, the word nephelite, which is a type of stone, and Nephilim came through, and Nephilim is well, if you're looking at it from a symbolicism perspective, it's the fallen ones, right? It's the fallen ones, but it's also those who cause others to fall. Transgression, corrupting influence of sin. So really being aware of the people around you. It's clear in the cards and it's clear in the text as well. The word under that was benefactor. So just being aware, right? I think there is already the self-awareness. Actually, that came through. Where did that come through? Oh, that was in regards to the Nephilim stone. So the Nephilim is a stone otherwise known as Nephilim, not Nephilim with an M, Nephilim or Nephilim, and the spiritual symbolism of it is revolution, truth, and self-awareness. So if you're not outright sort of stepping out, how does this want to be said? So I'm just going to grab my pen. I'm going to take a moment and breathe and regulate so that this message comes through clear. So even that in itself is a message to, I was seeing the numbers 16, 19. That in itself is a message of taking a step back. And I don't mean necessarily physically. I mean, say if you, example, you're in conversation with someone, and that was noticed in my personal life today. It's just like, instead of responding straight away, like give it a couple of moments before you respond to something. Do you know what I mean? Like giving it space, because I'm just seeing this weird swirly thing in front of me. Yeah, there's a need to ground yourself before you respond to a question, a conversation, a dialogue. I'm hearing even monologue. Interesting, because, you know, we have these internal monologues. So really practicing spaciousness within any kind of communication. And here we have the communication card, Mercury, and it did come out in the shadow. And actually it is, if I like look at this from a spread perspective, how I usually lay the spreads is the card in the middle is the knot or the challenge or the part of shadow that we're not seeing. So being very mindful and being aware of communication, whether that's your own communication to others or how you receive or perceive communication, or just being mindful of how people are communicating with you. I do want to have a read of what it says for messages in the challenge. What number is that? Challenge: when a quick mind is not connected to the heart, it can cause trouble. Watch out for the busy hamster wheel of the mind, shallow thinking, scattered, dishonest or glib approaches, and mistakes made when in a rush. Cannot make this up. Cannot make this up. I'm seeing the benefactor word again. So people that could be in your environment that have something to gain from your failure. Not even that was said right. Failure. So there might be some type of disruption with communication, like, oh my goodness, even of late for me in, you know, my day to day, the last couple of actually the last week, communication has been really strange. Like the words were all mumbled and jumbled. If you watch back to that video, the last one, it was like kind of weird. Words weren't coming out right. Like the way you may speak or communicate is not sort of it's just not how you would normally interact or speak, or the words are like you're wanting to communicate in a certain way, but it's not coming out in a way that you want it to come out. So there is definitely something to be said about giving things space, especially when it comes to communication. And for those that hang out with me quite often here, you would have noticed that even the speech has been slowed even more so in today's video, which is really, really interesting, because there's been notice of it being very fast paced, and there was a conscious effort to slow down in today's video before. Well, actually, like just at the start, it was just like slow down, ground your energy, and then orienting, taking your time, looking around. There's definitely something about slowing down your energy, taking stock of your environment. You know, maybe this collective is already going through this experience of things are slowing down, things are, even for some, feeling a little foggy. There's like this headachy type situation. So make sure that you are taking care of yourself. This did come out through the Leo reading. It came out through the last check-in, collective check-in, but it also came out through today when I was asking about when I asked about the current energy. There is an emphasis on health. The words, don't laugh, but the words soda pop came through, and then soda Lee. And I was like, what the hell? So I don't know, you might be a K-pop fan, you know, the soda pop, but together with soda Lee, I was like, okay, this is something to do with health, because soda pop is obviously, we don't use that word or that phrase in Australia. Some call it soda. I know in America some call it pop, right? I don't actually know what we call it here. Because we don't really drink it, but it's fizzy or whatever. Anyway, it's fizzy drinks, right? Fizzy drinks, or high sugar drinks. And then soda Lee is is that a kombucha? It's not a kombucha one, but it is a health, like a prebiotic drink. So, you know, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but maybe there are people who are going, okay, I'm stopping. I'm not going to drink soda pop anymore. I'm not going to drink soda. I want to swap it for something a little bit healthier, like a healthier option, which soda Lee is. It is a healthier fizzy drink of sorts. So and at that point I was getting ringing in the ears as well. That made itself known. So I do feel that there is an emphasis on, see how the words are coming out really strange, and it's kind of annoying the crap out of me, but it is what it is. There is an emphasis on temple that did come through the Leo energy check-in. And I haven't done zodiacs for a long time, so that's really interesting that Leo is like showing up like a mofo at the moment. When we're going through I'm hearing the word spiritual, it's weird, spiritual divination, but it's like this, how does this want to be said? And I'm hearing spiritual cleansing. So what spiritual cleansing could look like is actually cleansing your space, is being mindful of your thoughts, is perhaps cleaning out the body. So, that came through as well. So that came through the not, perhaps there's overconsumption of meat products, for example. It's all energy, right? The body's energy, and if you think about it in that way, the things that are heavier in the body, so like how long it takes your body to digest meat. I hope this is making sense, because it's just coming out, and I know, anyway, whatever. It is what it is. You take from it what you want to. But this heavy meat energy, right? It takes like days to digest. And so when we are constantly filling the body up with these heavy type of frequencies, energy doesn't flow through as well. That's why I think I mentioned making sure you're staying hydrated, eating, maybe reducing the amount of meat that you eat, changing your sugars for something else. There's definitely something about health as you're on this journey. So even though it seems disconnected, it is very much joined. So yeah, the meat did come through, and I thought that was really bizarre. And I'm feeling again that really intense energy in the third eye chakra. So I'm hearing a couple of different things. So tending to your temple will help the body become a conduit. I'm just hearing words, so I'm trying to piece it together in a sentence that makes sense. So tending to the temple, i.e. body, or home, right? It doesn't have to be physical body. It could be home as well. The more you clean, the more you declutter, it makes space. It makes it's like a lot. I do apologize if the words are not coming out right. This is just the energy at the moment, so whatever. And I'm just feeling to slow down even more and just take some more breaths. Yeah, I'm just hearing the words, take care of you. Yeah, there's definitely right now a frequency of needing to, or a transmission rather, of needing to tend to the temple, whether that's your physical body, whether that's the physical home. Create more space by removing the things that no longer serve. Because what's being felt and sensed here is this journey of sorts, this journey I kind of want to get more on that, but when I was writing the notes, it said need to relax. There is unrest. Is that unrest? Anxiety about something. Discipline is required because, okay, yeah, thank you. The energy is amplifying. So if you're feeling it, then this message is definitely for you. The energy is amplifying, and what is this? Oh, there's a shift occurring. A lot. If you're here, if you're watching this, then this is definitely for you. It's very specific because the shift is physical. The shift is felt physically. It's felt in the body. Even though there's a lot of things happening energetically that not everyone is aware of, some in the collective or whoever is drawn to this is feeling it physically. Hence the fogginess of thought. Hence the communication being all wonky. There is a need to slow down. Even if you're slowing down your speech, who cares, right? Giving things space, like space is really important right now. What else? No, I'll leave that to last. Oh, okay. So hologram came out as well, but not the word hologram. hologram came through, but then it got spaced out, so it was hologram, and what was pulled from that was this shallow gram, like this shallow communication, right? So message shallow, so it's not deep, it's not meaningful, it's very shallow. Do I want to read more about, guys, a lot of it is, I know it seems all over the place, but it is connecting so much. The word pirate came in, and that, when I thought about that, it was like stealing. So that came after benefactor and Leo. And then I heard who done it, or no, sorry, it's a classic case of who done it. So this is obviously something else, but it's all connected. These energies around you, these people who are benefiting somehow from your energy. I do feel like when people, and when I say people, I'm speaking of form, when the form is emanating at a higher frequency, a higher vibration, it's almost like an open door for other things to come in. They feel like it's an open invitation to come and party in your energy, and there's a need to really be aware of this. I feel like people are already aware of this, but just taking those extra steps to put down some boundaries. I feel like that was written down somewhere too. Just put down boundaries about who you're allowing into your energy. Okay, hold on one second. Yeah, I might read that later. There was so many messages. It's like, it was so much. Some of you could be having dreams or like interesting experiences as well with the Nephilim. It comes from the Greek word cloud. Okay. So when I asked about any music channelings, all I heard was that song from the Fugees, "Ooh la la la." That's all. Ooh la la la. And then I was like, what's that song again? Then I had to repeat it in my mind. Could not remember anything else, just the ooh la la la. Well, you know, I wouldn't have been able to recall the rap anyway. So there's something about that song, so you might want to listen to it. It might spark something, but it speaks about struggle, identity, survival. So that might be something that the collective is going through. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people going through some stuff, but a little bit more of a deeper dive. It talks about finding strength in numbers and support systems despite being marginalized. And it also talks about universal struggles. So yeah. And then interesting, because Nephilim talks about revolution, and I do feel like the Fugees were quite revolutionary because they were one of the very few groups that were talking about real world things going on, real struggle. When I asked about the ooh la la la, the word I got was behave, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Why behave? And it said to calm your nervous system. Then the anxiety was felt in that section there, so definitely calming nervous system, because there are eyes on you, there are people watching you, and that's when the Nephilite came in. So I think it's a semi-precious stone as well. When I looked it up, it said alternative star stone for the moon and Venus. Okay, so oh my God, these notes and these cards, they're kind of all over the place, but they're all linked together. When I wrote down there are eyes on you. The word Nephilim, then Nephilim, then extraordinary, and then star came out, right? And then after that, when I looked up Nephilim, it says alternative star stone for the moon and Venus. The sister, what do you call it? What do you call that? The sister zodiac to Leo is Aquarius, which is represented by the star in tarot. So maybe you're Aquarius, maybe you have some Aquarius placings, but also Aquarius is significant at the moment because of Pluto, which is in, Pluto is in Aquarius, and that is, Pluto is connected to Scorpio and also speaks of this rebirth happening, this massive change in paradigms, in constructs. So there is a massive shift happening, and some people may be feeling it. Maybe look up where your moon and Venus is too, just, for interest's sake. Okay, let's do some more cards because yeah. Actually, I did feel to pull some charms, so let's just grab a couple of charms. Okay, butterflies have been making an appearance like anything lately. So this is transformation, metamorphosis that came through the, I can't remember. Oh, what is this? It looks like a sewing machine. It looks like a sewing machine. So yeah, maybe this is something that you're creating, piecing together. When we're sewing, we're either fixing something or we're creating something. I'm just going to pull one more. So even in regards to things that you are creating, things that you're working on, as we said at the start, if you are working on things or you're trying to quote unquote manifest, right? Be mindful of who you share that information with. Be very mindful of who you share that information with, because not everyone is in your corner, right? Benefactor is someone that is in your energy, or people that are in your energy that have eyes on you. And where does it? Those that cause others to fall. Transgression, corrupting influence of sin. Now, obviously, I'm not saying this is everybody, right? If this resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, leave it alone. But there's also needing to be said that this could even be like personal, your internal dialogue could be corrupting you, like being very mindful of what your thoughts are telling you, or what thoughts are happening in the mind. Don't believe everything your mind tells you, right? It's a trickster. The ego is a trickster. I've got a little bird here, if you can see that, and that's also, when I think of birds, I think of them as messengers. So you might be seeing a lot of birds around, you might even be seeing a lot of butterflies around. That is your confirmation. I did say that's the last. I will pull one more. What's this one? Oh, aha. Okay, so we've got, what do you think, what is this fucking thing called? The steering wheel. I don't know the actual term for it. I do apologize. But this is navigation, right? Navigating. And I did have someone there may be traveling involved. yeah, so this was in the things that this is about. Hold on one second. How does this want to be expressed? There may be a traveling of some sort, whether that is actual physical traveling or just navigating through something that is perhaps like new territory. Yeah, it's something new. It's something something unfamiliar, because when I wrote it down, the word before traveling was beginning. So there's some sort of new beginning in regards to traveling, and it doesn't necessarily mean physical traveling. It could be like mentally you're traversing unknown territory here. And a way to help with if it's feeling like overwhelming, if it's feeling heavy, if it's feeling too much, going out into nature, just sitting outside and listening to nature, because it'll help ground you. It'll help you even connect to the here and now. Closing your eyes and just listening. It's interesting because you could just slowing down, sitting in nature, closing your eyes and just listening. And that'll bring peace. Just doing that one exercise will bring some peace. What does this say? Become one with, oh my gosh, I wish that I didn't write like shit sometimes. Because when I write, I'm just like, become one with connection. Yeah, becoming one with that higher connection, right? And there's also scenery, changing scenery. So traveling, changing. So even if you're, say for example, if you're like me and you're a homebody, changing your scenery. So going somewhere that you've not gone before will allow, well, I'm not going to predict what it's going to allow, because it's going to look different for everybody, but it's just a note to say, think about changing your scenery, even if it's for a couple of hours. Go somewhere you've never gone before. And I'm not talking about like traveling to different countries. I'm just saying, even in your hometown, like going somewhere, going to a shop you've never walked in before. There's something about that. But definitely sitting outside, listening to nature, closing your eyes is going to bring some peace during this time where you're navigating all these different things. Okay. What do we have to 333 might be significant, or 4333. What? Just see what else wants to be shared. I hope that made sense. I know it's kind of all over the place, but definitely being aware of where you are giving your energy. Okay, we've got the Mystic. And I believe that's a butterfly on the front. So, yeah, there's a stepping into, I don't know, I'm hearing a different version of you. It's not necessarily something I subscribe to, like a new version, different version. It's all the same. It's all the same. We're just uncovering or even remembering who we really are. So there's this energy of really figuring out or being in a space of, yeah, as I said before, I'm just being pulled to that again, navigating uncharted territory with this Mystic, perhaps, where there's this inner flame or this rising spark within that is almost, there's no words coming out. It's almost like to just honor it as it is, if that makes sense. This stillness. There's the words or the phrase "I see" is coming through, which is crazy because I literally saw a number plate that said "I see," and I thought that was so odd. I tell you what, like, the number plate situation in Australia is really bizarre. I see some really bizarre number plates. So I see. And we've got these eyes here on the card. This feels like clarity that is coming from deep within. Almost like, and it doesn't feel like the physical eyes, like there was mention of the third eye. This is feeling like inner knowing. This is what the Mystic represents, is this inner knowing. Not sure how, not sure why. There's just this knowing of things, or, you know, some might refer to it as clarity. I don't know if I want to read the meaning of that. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. There's just this navigation of uncharted territory. I don't know how else to put it. But also being very mindful of also who you communicate to about this experience that you're having. Like how you, because not everyone's going to get it. Not everyone is going to understand this change, this metamorphosis, that you're going through. Because you're putting together the pieces of this puzzle. You're sewing together. It's almost like, I'm just seeing this quilt in my mind's eye. So you've got all these different pieces of fabric, right, for this quilt. They're like different experiences or different events, whether from this lifetime or the previous one, or previous scissors ones. Previous lifetimes, I should say. Oh my God. See, I told you the words of fuckity fuck. You're piecing together all of these pieces, and it's making this just beautiful piece of artwork, this beautiful quilt. I mean, I'm seeing it in a protective way, like almost like what is that, the cloak of invisibility. Yeah, there might be a need to actually be very mindful of who you're sharing this important information with. I don't know why it was said that way, important information. And I'm hearing the word crucial, like it's only for you. The stone. The Nephelite. Alternative star stone for the moon and Venus. I do want to read that because I've never heard that word Nephelite before, and I've never seen this card. I've never pulled it before either, so I'm curious to know what that says. So do forgive me if these readings go for long, but whatevs. It is what it is. I'm now getting this sharp pain behind the right eye. Masculine aspect. Why? I'm getting a sense to be mindful of projections from the masculine. It doesn't have to be a an actual male, right? It could just be a masculine type energy. Being very mindful of that, the projections from, yeah. Okay. So be mindful, it did come out in the reverse. The eternal, the anchor, the rock. The stone is an archetypal object. The stone holds psychic and literal weight. Its energy is one of permanence, concreteness, and reliability. The stone's ability to transform is nearly imperceptible to us, as it changes ever so slowly over countless human lifespans. A single stone may see thousands of generations come and go. Therefore, it contains an ancient and eternal presence. The stone is best used to anchor our wild side. So no matter how far we roam, we can always find our way back. The stone tethers us to earth, helping to ground and connect us to stillness, quiet, and peace. When this card appears, it is likely the stone is a remedy for what ails us. Humble and easily unnoticed, the power of the stone balances the frenzy of our world. When it's in light, it's steadfast, loyal, committed, present. When it's in dark, it's weighted down, holding back, and cold. Very curious that that's come out. And so if you can find the Nephilim or Nephelite stone, I believe it comes in different colors, that may be something for you. I feel like I did write the meaning of that down somewhere. I thought I wrote down what it helps with. Maybe not. Well, perhaps you can look that up, what the spiritual meaning of that stone is, or what it does. So there's something about that. I do feel like it's got something to do with, like, it's in connection with everything that's going on here, and I did write it down. Revolution, truth, and self-awareness. Okay. So yeah, if you can get your hands on that, that might be something that helps through, you know, this process. What else do we want to do? Okay, we'll get one more. We'll get one more to close up. It didn't do any tarot today. I don't feel like doing any tarot. Or it's not. Yeah, and interesting. Okay, so there's that eye on that card, right? And then that same eye. So yeah, there are eyes on you, whether from this physical realm or some other frequency or energy entity even. Pillar of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So again, being mindful of what is being consumed in the body. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Look at those stones. In that card that I was reading before, it said to create, I believe, I don't know what the actual, I don't know if that's what they mean, but I'll just read it for you. Find this fucking card. Come on, man. I don't have to look at the... There we go. Build a can in nature. I think... Is that the... I don't know what a can is. C-A-I-R-N. Is that the stacking stones? I'm wondering if that's the stacking stones. But if you look at this... the stones here... In... here in Australia, we've got this place called Crystal Castle, and there's a place you can go where they've placed the stones in like this winding path, and it's meant in a spiral, and it's meant to be, there's something significant about that. So if you know of what I'm talking about and you're in Australia, maybe pay a visit, because I believe that the Crystal Castle is on ley lines, so these energetic shuffling again. There's definitely something significant about stones, so maybe think about what that might mean for you. And also just thinking of it from a perspective of what can the image, the representation, the what that means for you. Like maybe journal on that. Like if you're thinking of a stone, what is it representing in terms of symbolism? How can you utilize the symbolism of a stone? So, you know, maybe that means being a little bit more flexible, not being so rigid. I think that was mentioned in the Descendant card as well. Being open to new connections or new relationships or new energies, frequencies, but being discerning as well with that. Akasha, so this is in reference to the Akashic records. Your guidance is divinely guided. And on this card, there's all these different like portals of sorts. There's 1, 2, 3. There's another one at the bottom. So there's all these different pathways that are available to you. The lights just changed. Oh, and then it's, what the fuckity fuck? That was so weird. The lights changing. Interesting. Oh, that's weird. I've just keep feeling pulled to pull more cards. The ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Maybe that's a message that someone needed to hear. there is this unfolding. There is this, I'm hearing regeneration. Starseed, what lights you up? So in terms of the path, follow what is lighting you up. And I don't mean necessarily in the physical sense. It's just being mindful of what's feeling peaceful. Which pathway is feeling more peaceful. Now there is a difference between peace and bypassing, right? There's a difference between how does this want to be expressed? Peace is very different to yeah, bypassing is probably the only way that it's wanting to be expressed, because nothing else is coming through. Being mindful of not going down a direction that's feeling quote unquote easier. Okay, easy isn't always better. The reframe is peace, like peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of body, if you will. Just this lighter energy. And that is definitely a theme here, is this moving towards the lighter energy, being mindful of lighter energy. For, as you know, what we were talking about with the meat and the soda pop, like removing all of the things, or even just becoming aware of all the things that are feeling heavy physically. Because if all these cards are coming out, they're all, it's indicative of people who are already aware, right? Self-awareness. So lastly, I'll just mention the solar plexus came out before, and this is talking about physical and emotional well-being, personal power, self-confidence, sense of identity, ego, sense of self. So yeah, I'm feeling all types of things in the body right now. So really, even if you do that exercise that we did at the start, orienting in your space, if you're in a new space, if you're feeling heavy in the body, or you're feeling a little bit anxious, utilizing that exercise, the orienting exercise, to bring you back to the here and now, because I feel like that's the purpose of somatic practices. In essence, it's to bring you into the here and now. All right, my friends, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much if you're still here. Yeah, obviously, if this resonated with you, please feel free to subscribe so that you get the videos, because even though I'm trying to be consistent, there are, like, I did feel pulled to do a separate read yesterday, which is unusual. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next energy update. Bye for now.